Are we live?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to the Broken English podcast or whatever. Dad's here. I was listening to do the other camera. There you go. So I was listening to the podcast and I had a little bit of some issues about some stuff you guys didn't really want to talk about, I guess, for whatever reason or another.
Hi, I'm Mitch English. I'm father of Carter English. You got to introduce your guest. Am I a guest?
I don't know.
Were you leading up to that? I'm sorry if you were.
No, I wasn't. I probably should have.
So,
Brooker usually does.
So the key, you would start. Oh, that's right. So you would start off and you go, "Hey, welcome to what's Broken English." You're welcome to the Broken English podcast, and you say your name. You might.
So let's start with some questions.
And you go. I go. If you want to lead into that, you would say, "Yeah, we had a guest last week, and I had a few things, but we wanted to bring him back."
I know, you're really good. You're showing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
showing off
please
here.
welcome the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, often imitated, never duplicated.
Never duplicated.
Mitch English. And then I would say thank you. I would say thank you for having me here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for How do they do it on The View, though? Because I'm kind of wanting to make the show a little bit more like The View. I haven't been really too happy with how Brooker did it.
Well, you would have everything on the left side of the
Are we
screen.
going to get you in trouble? Like, do we need to censor this?
No,
Like,
I'm the boss of my show.
Okay, well, I just wondered because I was about to make fun of Whoopi Goldberg.
You can. If I don't agree with it, I'll say it. I had some terms if I came back, and I had terms when I did it with Brooker, and that is the cussing. Just
yeah, I'm going to try not to cuss.
Thank you. That's the only thing I ask.
Yeah.
It makes you it makes you better because you have to think out your words.
I won't fight on the cursing thing.
Cursing is very powerful. And so if you do it too often, you're giving away your power.
Yes.
That's the only thing I say.
Yes.
I'm not coming down on you for cussing.
I don't. Hey, you don't. I'm convicted as just like I don't put enough energy into.
I don't. Obviously, you know I cuss.
Yeah.
I grew up.
And you drink coffee, despite being Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
Right?
I told them, you know what, little smarty. I had a meeting with the bishop about a month ago, and we were talking. I go, well, I drink coffee, and he says, well, let's work on that. And that's all he ever said.
And you laughed at it. And it was like,
yes,
do you know who I am?
I said that. And I didn't start drinking coffee until after we got divorced, and my life changed a lot. I'm trying to get off.
How did the conversation go?
And let me tell you this: I'm slowly moving towards decaf coffee, and then eventually we're taking mushroom coffee, which is completely different. So I have a path, just like the creamer I put in. I've moved away from creamer. Okay. I do straight milk now because my lovely wife has helped me, and she was patient with me. She wanted me to change right then and there, and I go, just like you, right. It takes a while, right?
Yeah, but you're using oat milk, right?
Not even oat milk, no, straight $11 milk.
Why? You switch over to oat milk or almond milk or something.
Well, here's the thing. Have you ever tried to milk an oat grain? It's really hard.
Yeah, it's really, yeah.
Anyway, the reason I say that is because, to me, there's more processing involved, right?
With regular
hey,
milk,
listen,
yes.
I'm married to a doctor of nutrition. I'm going to listen to
She'll probably agree with me.
She says it's better than creamer, sure.
Yeah.
No, she will.
Yeah.
But she would have, we are now on milk. When I go to Sprouts, I have to, and she will attest to this, I have to buy the milk that has all the letters on it. It has to be non-GMO.
Yeah.
This is no lie. Non-GMO, grass-fed, homogenized, and farm has to come from a farm, right?
Open farm.
Whatever. So it's $11 a gallon.
Yeah, it's pricey, but I'll say this.
And we go through about 4 gallons.
Yeah,
a week.
yeah, and on top of that,
and this, by the way, is not coffee.
Yeah, and they.
That's Dr. Pepper.
Nuh-uh. He's right.
Julie gave it to me. So.
And she's a Pepsi girl too, and so that was she had to really bite the bullet on that one too. But
all right,
okay, so
this is your show. I apologize.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I have some stuff.
Can I tell you? Can you?
Well,
can
I have
you maybe,
two bits. I had one like
Oh.
well,
Well,
one.
don't blow it. If you're gonna have a bit, what you want to do is you want to get into it. Yeah.
Well, we already moved past the topic, so I have to like.
okay. You want me to go back to it somehow?
No, it was just like and that's the thing. It was like I'm okay. I'm like if I didn't get to use it in the moment, then I'll just like jerry rig it out. But I was just gonna say, I'm like, yeah, we got a plan with the bishop. You know, right now I'm drinking coffee, but we're gonna be switching over to decaf with a Red Bull, and then after that, just decaf.
I'm not proud that I do that, but
I don't think
you know. But I think you know.
And then my other joke I was debating because I also and we'll get into interjections in a second. That's the next topic I want to talk about. But and then the other joke was like, oh, I'm like, yes, absolutely. I think I need to get off of it. But today I really need that to recommend.
No.
I need it now. I need it today.
Well, I don't have a temple recommend because of that.
Yeah.
But that's funny. Okay.
I'm on TV.
But I don't know
so-
how many people would get that joke. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's yeah.
So
I
you
don't
have to know your audience.
Yeah,
It's
but, well,
funny
that's the thing. My mentality.
Three of
is,
us would get that joke.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
and that's the thing though is like I've just kind of accepted. I'm like if people are listening to the, I mean, for the most part, this is for me and Brooker. So me and Brooker are the audience. I hope more people listen to it because I love my friends. I love, and this happened a lot last week. I just love hearing people talk about me. It really fills my ego, and that. But you guys were talking about a lot of stuff, and I really enjoyed it. But then there was like a lot of stuff that didn't get said.
And so now's your chance to.
And this is kind of my chance to rectify that.
Can I tell you that I appreciate it? I appreciate being prepared
Yeah.
for an interview. There is I think there is a craft that if you want to look like you're not prepared, but you are prepared. You know what I'm saying? Much like, you know, you've
Well,
had some
really
jokes.
doesn't
No,
look
I'm praising you. You had a lot of.
Yeah.
I think what y'all should do, just watching the show, is, you know what? I'll wait till y'all come to me and ask me for opinions on how to make it for a
And
better
until
show.
then,
Because right
let's
now I'm not
just
gonna do it.
keep it. Yeah.
I
just-
have plenty of
I
ideas.
think we know what we're doing.
Tell me who got you
I'm
into
teasing you.
television? Tell me about that.
I'm not into television.
Well, this is who got you into being in
Brooker.
front of a camera.
Brooker, entirely
did.
Brooker.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Why is that interesting?
Well, who made Brooker?
No,
Oh, is
that's
that-
interesting. Who
I
got
got a
you?
question. When
Who
I
got you into media? Who made you get a job?
Who made you? I made you. You owe everything to me. Okay, so when I said the temple recommend joke, saying it today, was that a fake laugh? Is that like one of your tells? Because there was a delay before you started laughing. So do you do fake laughs a lot?
Yeah.
And was that a fake laugh?
No, I think it was once I got it. I think it took a second for me to
Okay,
realize.
I was wanting to know. I'm like, is that one of his?
Let me tell you this.
Or one of his like.
Let me tell you this, Carter, is that I think there is
I don't like that here.
perception is reality, and I am used to being on
Sometimes, yeah.
television where I think from what I'm gathering, people that are watching this are people that know you, right?
Right.
Well,
I would imagine.
I work on a TV show where people might not know who I am, so I have to watch like my perception. I have to understand what the viewer's perception. If the viewer's perception is me being the fat, loud guy like I used to be or whatever,
yeah.
that's who they're going to think that I am, and then they're going to make up their own. Is there something?
No, I was just wondering if this was Pochita. It's not. I can multitask. I'm still listening.
I know you do, I would like to discuss that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I wanted.
So
to,
I want to get back to let me finish.
Yeah.
What I want to say is that, and so when I did that and I paused and and it was funny. Honest to God, it was funny. But then I'm like, should I laugh at that? And so I had that moment. So, but you called me out, and I appreciate
So
it.
it was a fake laugh.
No, I would say it was 70% real, 30% me thinking, should I laugh at that? Because my religion is very important to me. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, am I making fun? I don't want people to make.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. And that's
I
why
make-
you're talking about the perception. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And my favorite joke, one of my y'all know growing up, and I was talking to Brooke. I think did we talk about this on the show? I'm not sure. That you and I have I know that I gave you my part of my sense of humor.
Yeah.
You got being inquisitive and asking questions and being interested in people from your mom.
You say that.
Yes.
Your mom's like that?
Mom, she asked 10,000 questions.
I didn't know that.
And I love that about you because you ask things that I like. But the problem is, Like you'll just meet
problem.
somebody. Well, all right,
Problem, huh?
all right, you called me out. All right, you come out of the gate. Do you know when we talked last week?
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, here, talk to Liza real quick.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, Liza, how you doing? What do you think about all these politics? Now, do you do that as a shock value?
No.
You really wanted to know out of nowhere.
I was talking to this person that I've known for years. The reason I'm inquisitive, and I don't know if I do get it from mom. Maybe I do subconsciously. I don't know.
You get it from your mom.
The reason I consciously think I ask questions is, and I was telling her this, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because it is like the key to like who I am, and I don't like giving that away for free.
Good for
to
you.
like random people because it's just like
Yeah, hey, good. That's awesome.
it feels like it cheapens who I am or makes me less special.
That's
so
it.
I'm scared to give up something that's very
I love
precious
that.
to me.
I love that. Good.
Anyways, no, I just I only like talking about stuff I'm interested in. So
Okay.
so if
but
I want to hear Liza's thoughts on politics, not just I want to talk about politics. I want to hear Liza's thoughts on politics.
Okay, and I think, what to me, that's who you are. And to me, I would like, yeah, is life going well? Pretty good.
Yeah.
And then when she asked me, oh, I'm pretty good. Well, what about you? Well, I've been thinking about this politics stuff. What do you think about this? You are straight out of the gate.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's why I think you make a great reporter. You ask lots of questions. You go straight for the jugular. I don't want to talk too much about that because I don't want you to ever change. Me and Liza talk about. I love that about Carter is that he asks questions, but I think, just as a dad, something that I've learned about is that you and I are very similar. You notice our conversations.
Yeah.
You already right now. You see, we cut each other off. But do you know why?
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Do you know why we do it?
I interject because that's how I participate in the conversation. I feel like if I don't get to interject too much, it turns into you going into like half lecture, half just spouting out the talking points instead of actually mentally engaging in the conversation.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what you're doing, but I always interject in conversations. I have 2 or 3 people, you being one of them, of people who hates interjections. And I wanted to talk about that because I'm just like...
What do you mean by you hate interjection?
Like,
you saying that...
Like what you just did is good. Is good. I appreciate that because that's a back and forth.
Okay.
And if I say something stupid or something that's not true, so like you're saying, it's like, and then you and, how you were doing cocaine last week or something. You would interject me and tell. Yeah, that's the thing. We wouldn't keep going. I'm like, that's why, Dad, you're such a sham.
Are you saying I did cocaine? People can take that out.
Oh, no, leave it in there because it like proves my point of just like if I'm like saying something that's completely untrue and the topic of the conversation is like why Dad's like not responsible, and I'm talking about the reason he's not responsible is because he does stuff like does cocaine every week. And it's just like, you're not going to just, let him finish his thought. That's, the foundation is completely baseless. It's just like, I'm going to interrupt. And I'm like, well, hang on, your foundation of this entire topic, like I didn't do cocaine last week. It's like, what are you talking about? Okay. It's like, let me finish, okay? And he's doing, and I just keep going on,
As I'm sitting here,
go on.
Are you finished? I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Because this is what we're exactly talking about. I've found out that studying ADHD and ADD is that you and I, our brains, we process stuff faster. Okay?
Yeah.
So you're doing it right now.
Yeah. Why is that bad?
Let me finish. No, see, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just interjecting.
Stop.
You keep talking. Keep talking over me.
But do you understand what interruption does?
I'm not interrupting and interjecting. Keep talking over me. Go.
I can't do that.
Why not?
Because I'm used to be on television to where one person talks. Let me just do this.
Okay.
And I've had to train myself to shut up.
Okay.
So this is what I'm trying to say is that our brains process. It's kind of, and I think I was telling you, Brooker, is that it's like somebody typing a word out. You know what the word is.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, just hurry up and do it. And so we can process stuff faster. Now, I'm not saying that we're smarter. It's just that we've already done with your sentence.
Yeah, we're a lot less patient.
And so what I've had to learn how to do is I have to let this person finish and quit worrying about what I'm thinking, but start listening to what that person is saying so that it'll and I'm not saying you don't do that. I'm just saying that's how I have to do it.
Okay.
What happens when you and I happen? 2 people that are thinking that same way will keep on cutting each other off. And then because we have ADD,
I think that's good though.
thank you. I agree. We just have to learn how to corral it. And so that's
Yeah.
why you and I, when we have these conversations, they get louder and louder because we want to be heard and we
Yeah.
want to be able to say stuff. So what I've done, and I don't know if you know when we were driving home in the car, is that I have to learn just be quiet and listen. And that's what's helped me. And it takes something it took me a long time to figure that out. I think you're a very smart person.
yeah.
I think that you're very creative. You're hilarious, and Carter's a lot like me in that manner. And then there's so many things you are nothing like me, and I worry too much about that stuff of why you're not like me when I should be concentrating like, okay.
What do you mean? What do you mean by
Well,
that?
like the inquisitive stuff. Like I would never go up. The first question I
Why
asked
would
somebody.
you worry about that?
Do you remember when I was dating Marissa?
Yeah.
And the first
I
question.
need to reach out to her.
You should say hi to her.
Oh, yeah.
First,
She's so
okay, she
lovely.
was much younger than I am, and Carter, when he met her for the one time, he's like, "How you doing?" And he's very polite, and everybody I talk to says how polite you are, and that makes me feel good. So because I feel like that's how I raised you. First thing you said to her was, "Hi, I'm Carter. How old are you?" Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, "Oh God, Carter, come on, man."
I love Marissa. She's
But
so,
the point that I was saying, but the point that I get from that is like, and remember what I told you to ask your psychologist?
if I have Asperger's.
Because they don't. It's that filter thing. And they said you don't, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't.
And
but,
I
but
don't.
but do you understand why I would have thought that? Because I don't think that way.
Yeah.
So if I don't think that way, I must be right. But
Yeah.
that's who you are, and
Yeah.
I've had to understand that.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I felt like it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If I say that, and then I was about to say something, but it would come off
I
underhanded.
think
so
you and
backhanded.
I both. What we need to work on is listening.
I listen. I feel pretty good. I interject with conversations. I like when we interject. That's how I prefer conversations to go. I know some people struggle with it and it might come off like interruptions.
And just like cussing, I think if you do it too much, though, then it cheapens it. Because interjections can be very powerful. But if you're just like cussing, like if you do it too much, then he's not even listening. But
Well-
choose your battles. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm doing it to you right now. I know I am.
Yeah.
And I can't control it. I get.
Yeah, and I
that's
enjoy
how I
that you're doing.
understand
I'm trying to bring that out of you because that's like I'm like yes, that is a conversation. Is when you're inputting and you're switching it and it's going fast, streamlined. It's good. It's good to do that. Like you need to be listening obviously the entire time, but like I don't know. Interjection is not to just get your opinion out. It's to input in the conversation because the conversation needs to flow. I think maybe what you might have
doing it
is
right now.
you want the conversation to go a certain way, and me interjecting might be derailing that. And that's
point.
and I think that might be like the issue is just like sometimes it's okay to derail it, maybe not. Like if you have a very important point, then
You know what I do?
What?
And I realized I was doing. If I have a point, I have to I know where you're going. So, and just like I was saying, how I finish it.
yeah.
I do this, and that means that is I have to do this to remind. Okay, I'm going to ask him about this.
Yeah.
So I'll go like this, and I'll hold my thought. I had to train myself.
I need to do that because I sometimes interrupt people because I think that I know where they're going and they don't end up going there. That's an issue that I have, and those are the bad interjections I'm trying to
I
fix.
have on when I do my show, which is can you put it on dailyflashshow.com?
Can you put it on?
Well, I put it on the last episode.
You did. Okay, so
Oh, thank you.
you know how important that is? That's a good call you did that. I do, because my little studio,
Because it was reflecting off of his
see, you
line.
get it. See, she's getting it.
Yeah, she's
Um,
good, dude. Everybody's really good.
Can I tell you something? If you watch the show, you see this every day when you watch my show every day, right?
I don't watch TV.
Okay, good for you.
I don't watch that radio stuff.
I have to have a piece of, and you can ask Andrea, who she and I have been working together for 20 years. I have to write down stuff because as you're
That's
talking,
good.
I'm like, okay, like this. But as a
Yeah.
conversation like this, we can't do it.
Yeah.
This is me writing stuff down. And then if I've forgotten this, it wasn't that important. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if you're talking,
yeah.
he
And
went
you
on
need to
something
let that go because it derails it. I sometimes
else. And just start listening.
Yeah, I always evaluate. Like, if I think a joke's funnier enough, we'll go back to it. But if I think it's like a certain topic and I lost it, I just wanted to say, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for coming on the show. Why don't you, we'll be back with the Dr. Phil show.
Strike one. All right, let's take a call real quick. Oh, you guys don't do it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm
We should get recorded calls of. Like,
I'm
our
proud
friends.
that you guys do this, and I told you why I don't watch every episode. You know, I
A lot of episodes can get pretty down and drower.
and down and I'm sorry, what?
Drower.
Drower. What does that mean?
Just kind of like
Down and out, or
Yeah, well,
okay.
just like this is like just negative.
Negative, yeah, and
Like think of a rainy day.
you know, and how about we wrap this up with this? Is that did I tell
Wrap
you?
it up.
No,
Like the conversation
this
topic,
part
right?
of the conversation
Okay, okay.
In 20
is I'm
minutes.
I was just like, sorry, Dad, you're locked in a little bit long. Okay, go on.
Wow, my mind just went crazy. I forgot the guy's name. Motivational speaker.
The guy you were mentioning the other
Yes,
day?
tell me the name. Why
Is
am I?
that Tim.
Not anyway, what he uses cussing. I was explaining this to you. Look that up real quick for me. My brain is not thinking right now.
While he's looking it up, keep going.
There you go. Getting me a host, Cart. Way to go.
I always, yeah,
That's
that's
right.
how I talk because I know.
So,
you know.
Anyway, what he does is that when somebody is negative and they're just going down that negative train, I cannot be around a negative person, and he will, as that person's talking, he'll just say something out of left field, and it stops that train of thought of negativity. And
Like, what do you mean? He's like, well, because
he'd be like this, you're talking negative. Like, wow, those socks, man, I bet you those don't make your feet stink very much. And here you are talking politics or something.
I'll say this: I have a friend that did that on me, and it was really helpful.
He's got the big hands. Why can't I think of his name right now? Go ahead.
I think sometimes it's true, but I do think like sometimes what they're saying needs to be addressed before you can.
Tony
find a
Robbins. I'm sorry,
before you
Tony
can
Robbins.
get to like a resolution.
You said Tim. I was Tony. Yeah.
Because you don't want to leave like a person in that state of mind and then just like almost like left field it, because that can often let the person feel like
They
one,
weren't
they
being
weren't
heard?
being listened to, yeah, and then two, it's just like we don't need to talk about that. Freak you. And
But
you do need to do that. It is a cycle. It's something my therapist taught me. It's like if you are spiraling, that's how you get out of spiraling. You left field it. Like it has a time and a place, but it's something you got to be careful.
well, can you
about.
tell? If I'm around negative people, I suck that energy from them. I mean, meaning I don't suck, like I pick up on that energy, and then I feel, man, that was just a negative conversation. And maybe
Yeah.
earlier on, and when I was maybe your age and such, I accepted it more. Now I'm just like, I don't want to be around negativity.
No, I'm the same way. Brooker is really good at catching me because I spiral
these
a
lights.
lot. Yeah. I spiral a lot where like I'll get stuck in it, but Brooker's pretty good about bringing us out of there because like that's the thing. And there's different tactics and methods I use to like get somebody like when you are like being
Are we
negative.
sharing the drink?
Yeah. Like when we are being like like there's stuff you can get out of it. There's alternatives we can do.
What if that was like it was a natural?
If that was like what?
This is like the view.
Why?
I'd watch The View then. I was thirsty. I need something.
There was a bit I think on Letterman one time.
Oh
a
yeah,
gu-
let's talk Letterman.
a guest did that. Okay, yeah, all right. He's my hero. I love David Letterman. There's nothing bad you could ever make me think otherwise of him. I think that
It's just a
he is
shame
class.
about that whole thing he did.
He sure did, and you know what? He took
You don't even
responsibility
know what I'm.
when he had the affair.
I wasn't even talking about that.
Okay, what are you talking about? What
I
did-
was
what did he
talking
do?
about how he tried to ruin the career of Janine Berger, because the author of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Apparently, he did this thing where he like, I guess like put some pants inside his car so he.
Oh my God! What are you talking about? That?
What?
Hold on. Are you messing up?
Weird.
All right, you got it. Why would you say? Is that who wrote Janine Berger?
No, he doesn't.
Did he just
I don't
made
know,
that
but
name
I
up?
know that is a book. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is a book, and I knew I'm like, but he doesn't know the author, so I can just throw a name out. And then
He got me. And again, that's something
and he
I
was
would
trying
do.
to discredit her because she came out with a sexual abuse scandal. I had like a whole thing I was gonna go on about. I was like,
All right, you got
I
it.
didn't even know he got divorced.
No, he didn't get divorced.
Oh, I didn't even know he cheated on his wife.
He was, yeah. But you know what? He came out and he took out there and he took full responsibility of it. So.
That's good.
I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm just saying.
Did he apologize about those women he sexually
now I'm not
assaulted?
listening. I'm
No,
not
this is
listening
a real
anymore.
thing. He had like, I can't remember. It was like some up and coming.
Don't talk about Letterman. He did not.
Yeah, he would come over. He's like, I bet
no.
all the boys really like you. I could just snatch you up. You're so sexy. And she was like 14 or
So
something.
do you know what I have to do? Okay, first
And he
off,
like kissed
that
her
is a
on the
lie.
No, he did some stuff
No, I
like
don't know
that.
what you're talking about.
I'll look it up, but yeah, apparently he was a sex pest. He
wasn't.
He would sexually assault like women on
But see,
like,
I think
the
this
stage.
is irresponsible.
It was a real thing, but that's the thing. I
No,
know
he
I'm
did
not
not.
lying. No. There's like a whole like I
right,
saw the
continue.
clips. I saw the clips.
He's looking it up.
Okay.
Okay.
It wasn't outrageous. Okay, I will reel it back a little bit, but he did make a lot of girls uncomfortable and like just.
I think you're thinking of Louis C.K.
No, it was unfortunately Letterman because.
Don't start now. All right, first off, anybody watching?
'Cause I know
this
you
is
like
unfounded.
Letterman,
This
so-
is unfounded. This is the absolute first
It
time
just
I've heard
keeps
this.
cutting through the clips of what I'm talking about while you're saying it. This is unfounded. I just think you're sexy. It's just never true. It's like, I bet all the boys want to touch you.
It was a staffer that he was working with, and this is the part of what I was
See,
just
that's
talking
a
about.
whole separate thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm talking about he had a guest on his show, and it was like this young girl, and he just kept wanting to talk to her about her like sex life and how he can't wait to.
I'm gonna do
He
what
was
Brooker
making
does.
jokes though. That's the thing. That was the humor of the time. I don't think he's a bad guy.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't.
But I don't think
I think it's more opinion based or what you're
I
saying.
don't think he's this. Hang on, I had a word for it. I wrote this down. What was it? It was pretty funny.
Okay, as you're looking that up,
Hold on.
okay. So you just
No,
you're
it's-
cool with this dead
Yeah,
silence?
that's what I was joking about. Hold on, no, dead silent. Yeah, that was my joke. Oh, it was just David Letterman ain't no saint.
Okay, so
But
he had affairs with a bunch of staffers.
Yes,
he's been
and-
blackmailed, but there's no like, oh, he manipulated her.
It was nothing like
He-
outwardly. It was just like very what's the word, disrespectful. I think it was to a sex worker. He had a sex worker on her show.
So you're telling me he had a prostitute on his show?
He called her a prostitute. She was just a girl that would
Can you look that up?
video blog herself.
I don't
And
remember
and he was just like, "Do they get to see you fuck?" Sorry, I said the word again. "Do they get to see you have sex and stuff?" I bet that's awesome. I bet. And she's just like,
is-
"Well, I'm known for more than just Oh, I bet, baby. I bet." And I'm like,
I don't know
I
what
think he
Letterman
was
show
doing.
you-
I think he was doing a bit. I
Can
don't think that's
you-
who he is.
Can
but
you take defeat, meaning, you know what, this probably didn't happen?
half of this
and
is a
make money?
bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I'm just getting
But
your going a
you
little bit.
Okay, and you're welcome to do it, but you have to at some point go, I'm kidding, Letterman's nothing like that, then moving on. Because
I
here's your-
don't have a firm a stance on it because I have heard some not so great stuff about him, but I haven't looked into it myself enough to have a concrete foundation.
Well,
on
I'm
it.
certain that.
But I wanted to bring it. I'm like, have you heard about the fact that like he wasn't very respectful towards a lot of different women?
I think he would even admit to that. Obviously,
Yeah.
if he got in trouble with some of his staff members, I
Yeah.
think there's also
The staff thing, I'm indifferent to because I don't know anything about it, so I'm not gonna stake a dog in that fight.
All right. Well, as I don't know anything about the prostitute that he brought on to.
Yeah, he called her a prostitute.
national-
She wasn't even.
Well, you called her a sex worker.
Yeah, that doesn't mean prostitute.
What do you think a sex worker is?
No,
Is
sex
a porn
workers
is a
be
porn
like-
star a sex a prostitute?
Sex workers like very like
Nebulous.
Like, cause like OnlyFans, that's a sex.
Yeah,
You
if
would
I-
call
if-
that a sex? Okay.
Yeah. If I just post pictures of myself
My
naked, does that make me a
interpretation-
prostitute? You
My
know?
interpretation of a sex worker, to me, it would be a prostitute. It sounds like an illegal.
Well, that was the thing. She's like, I mean, like sometimes I show stuff,
Because
and he's like, so you're a prostitute? Like he couldn't understand the nuance.
Adult
Of
entertainer is what I would call somebody that worked on OnlyFans.
it. Okay, now what would you call somebody who has a job and then occasionally has like videos of them naked or something?
An adult entertainer.
You wouldn't call her like a waitress who does adult entertainment on the side.
No, I think whatever she would.
As soon as you cross that threshold.
What would she be more famous for, being a waitress or a adult entertainer?
Famous to who?
Well, I wouldn't know who she was as a waiter. Or
Let's say
waitress.
she's just a waitress. You're having her on because she's
Well, okay.
she's like gotten this newfound waitress thing, and then the host is just like, well, I know at one point you have, and
I
it's
see
just,
what your point
yeah,
is, all
that
right.
was kind of like where he was kind of at, and he's like, he just wanted to kept talking about how she does, and it's just like, come on, Dave, but like he was doing a bait, he was trying to entertain
All
the
right.
audience. You can't fault him for
Okay,
that.
and you saw this video.
I can't find it, but that doesn't mean it
It
doesn't.
does-
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I don't.
yeah.
I don't. I think it might have been.
It was just him
misinterpreted.
razzing. It was the culture at the time, so I'm not holding him super bad.
Okay.
Just to clarify, but I know like David Letterman's like you're. So I started off with some fake stuff, but I was like, I want to hear your thoughts on like these real controversies.
I don't think it was a real controversy. I
Okay,
think- I
and
think
that's
at the
fine. And they
time-
might not be. I don't know, because like, I think a lot of his behavior was just the culture at the time. That's just how they kind of treated people who would ever dabble in any medium of sex work.
Can we switch to cam one real quick? If here, am I on now?
Here we
If
go.
you have a link to these things that
I can post
hold
them.
on, hold on. The Carter's referring to, please drop me an email at the address you see on your screen, mitch@mitchenglish.com. Thank you.
Can you hit your little button? Not the recording one. Or yeah, hit the recording button.
Did it go out?
No.
No.
Hit it again.
Yeah, it won't. It'll set a marker for me.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool. So all right, so
It's still recording.
that is.
I like that feature. I like that.
You know what's crazy? Y'all have better microphones than I have. My own little setup, and
Yeah.
these are nicer than what I have. This is really you could call on this.
I'm
Brooke.
still laughing about my like. I was like, no, hang on. Like,
Yeah, you
I
got
was
me.
doing a bit. You just want dead air. It's like,
All right,
yeah,
so-
that's the joke.
If I could tell people at home, so when I come out here to Oklahoma to see my kids, and when we're together, I have to defer to Brooker. Probably 9 times out of 10, is this a true story or not?
Yeah, you mentioned that last time.
I
Yeah.
have to know because I'm
That's
like,
one of the things I really like about you is that like.
You believe me?
Well, there's so many times where I have to spend like 5 minutes convincing Brooker that I'm not making a joke up, and that is entirely on me. But it's nice when I don't have to do that every single time I'm talking to the person.
so
It is the boy who cried wolf, and it's entirely my fault.
we
but-
started this whole conversation talking about shock value, and
which
think,
I did want to comment on.
I
that.
think that you and I have that. That's why, as I was telling Brooks, I like uncomfortableness. That's why I like Tim Robinson.
Yeah,
That's why
Tim
I like
Robinson.
Ricky Gervais's, and just making, because I feel that that's what real life is. And I love, and I think you're like this too,
Yeah.
is that I love when people don't get me. Do you know how we would watch Tim and Eric, awesome show, great job.
Yeah.
And we would all, me, you, and
Yeah.
Sawyer, we would all laugh, and Mom didn't get it at
Yeah,
all.
Mom didn't get
You know
it.
why it made it funny? Is that she didn't
Yeah,
get it.
that was
And that's
also
what-
half.
Okay, Joe,
Yeah.
isn't that hilarious? It makes it funnier to me. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, no. I'm the same. I enjoy that a lot.
Because then you're on a different plane. Not that you're high or anything, but you're on a different plane, and
Yeah.
you're like, this is ours. This
Well,
is our
a
humor.
lot of they're just getting the reaction out of somebody is really funny. I do want to say, like with the shock jock, it is interesting. I think a lot of people think I do a lot of what I would say. The times where I'm trying to get shock value is only like 10-20%. That sounds crazy, and you guys might
That
not
does
believe me on me.
think
I
it's a
know.
lot more than that, but
I know.
But you're not mean about it. That's the
No,
thing.
I
It's
mean,
just
yeah.
weird stuff that you.
I just the weird I feel like a lot of my identities around like my weird interests and my weird like intrigues, and I just know that like, oh well, there's shock value that can kind of like allow me to enter like asking people about like asking Liza about like politics and whatnot.
the very first question. I
Yeah,
had
the very
talked-
first question. Like, I know I can just get right into it because shock value will kind of like save me in it, but I'm not doing it for shock value. I'm doing it because this is like, this is what I want. And I just know shock value will give me the buffer to do what I actually want. It's like something I appreciate, but I hate shock jocks. I hate, are you familiar with the term?
Yeah.
Yeah, shock jock. Just making sure. I figure you grew up around that era.
Well, when people are mean, I don't like it when you're.
I just hate
mean,
people who
yeah.
are just like so freaking it's lazy, and then it's just like unauthentic and it's hacky. I think being a shock jock is hacky. Maybe initially it was neat and everything, and they were taking risks, but it's also very sometimes disrespectful. I think because the people I'm a bit of a like I have shock value with know my intentions are not negative. like, because like if I don't know that they'll get that, I actually pull back a lot on like something that I know will cause like shock value, because it's just like I don't want to do that to an unparticipating person. But I know if the person knows me, is familiar with me, they know what they're kind of engaging with. So and I know they know my intentions, so they're also not feeling like they're just being used as like a gag or something.
Right.
And that's the thing. But like, yeah, it's only 10 or 20%. I appreciate shock value with how I use it, but a lot of the stuff I do is not actually for shock value. It's just it's I know like we'll start laughing about it or something or whatever.
I got you on that. I think we're talking about interpersonal relationships here, and I wonder people watching if they are even getting. This is good for all of us, all three of us as a family.
I mean, that's the big reason why I like doing this.
I'm more comfortable right now talking to y'all because I know I'm on camera. Because I'm more. I think I talked about you.
You're more comfortable on camera or something.
Much because I know that.
It's like a performance.
Like if we were all sitting in the family room, it's a different vibe. But because these cameras are on, I think maybe I'm more attentive of listening and having a better discussion because somebody's watching.
I wonder if that's better than me.
So I try to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I wonder if that's better than somebody like me who just can't separate the two. It's just like me on camera. It doesn't mean anything different than when I'm having a conversation over the phone or something.
So, do you feel that with this podcast that y'all have, that is it always about you two? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Or do you talk about?
We've had some friends on there. For the most part, the way I've seen it, and the reason I'm doing it is because Brooker made a really great point of just like, we don't have like a whole lot of photos of each other together, and it's just like when we're older, I mean, like it would be nice to go back and listen to like, stuff we've talked about, like memories essentially. We don't have that with Sawyer. It would have been good to have that. And everything.
It would have.
Yeah.
I think and where do y'all want to take this? And Brooker, you can jump in.
It's already taken as far as I need it to be.
Yeah, this is.
All right. So this is kind of a log for y'all.
Yeah.
It's a blog, basically.
Yeah, it's like a blog. Yeah.
Like a little journal.
Blogs can blow up. That's cool, but I'm not doing it to blow it up.
Y'all are wanting to go to like, hey, we're going to talk about movies or like something that maybe. That's why I'm just saying.
Stuff. That would be a different kind of thing.
That would be like content creation focus of like where we could like pushing it forward and.
Because I am gonna do I want to talk about TV shows and movies, but it's my thing. It'll be on the channel. But this is me and Carter just shooting the breeze, basically.
This is me and Brooker's blog, and I do think Brooker is doing like the content creation path. But for me, I just like having this blog. Are you recording or something?
I was going to take a shot of Brooker while he's talking. That
yeah,
you can cut in later.
Yeah,
but he's not talking right now. So. All right, say something, and you can put this in there. There you go.
I'm producer today.
There you go. And then I'll send this to you, and then you can put it in.
There you go. But yeah, for the most part, working on my game is the only thing of like I want to go forward with where I'm going to be. I don't know. Authentic, non-authentic. I don't know. You're just getting a video. You should have waited until he said something again.
Wait till you see this. I want you to put that in there for B-roll. Okay, I'm having fun. Let's go. But
all press is good press.
Can I go back to this? So
I disagree.
I love that you guys are doing that. That you have that. I love that y'all two are doing
the blog.
That you described what this is.
Yeah.
And so where I'm at, I'm like, well, to me, I'm like, people are going to get bored of me. But
really? I don't think so.
Hold on. But I'm doing it. But I'm doing it for a different reason than y'all are doing. You know what I'm saying? My podcast. Are we on this camera yet?
Come on.
You can't call it out. Yeah.
You can't?
Not really.
I do it on my show all the time.
Yes.
Are we on this camera right now? So I want you to go to 2, and then when I look at that camera, switch to it. Okay. So go to that. All right. So what I'd like to talk about on my podcast, opinionishpodcast.com.
See, that only works if you have all three running at the same time. Okay, go on.
No,
It is. That's how it works.
You have 3 cameras now, so you can check that out when it's in production. Is that we're going to talk about everything that's going on, and so I'm coming from the world of what would be a nice companion to Daily Flash, which is like news and stuff.
Okay.
And to me, to sit down, I'm like, I'm not that interesting. I don't think people really want to know that. You know what I'm saying? So I love that you guys. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, I will say this: what people are wanting right now and seem to have been wanting for the last like about 8 years, is they just want to hear their opinions heard and reflected on. So honestly, they don't care who the medium is for that, as long as that person is doing a good job of that. I mean, you look at some of like the biggest people, like their personalities, they're not cut out for it. However, they're inquisitive enough and informed enough to know what people are wanting to discuss about, and they're willing to go out of the way and put the work and effort into having those discussions with people of importance on that topic. I think as long as you do that, then you'll be good. You don't even have to worry. You have a good personality with a lot of the stuff, I think, but
I want to learn.
that's yeah, that's how I would go about it. But I would also not get caught up too much in it. I don't think people care about personas as much as people think. You talked about it last week about how everybody like on radio, you gotta have the voice.
When I first started out, yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
the
about
bomb voices.
The-
We're just like,
the
yeah,
puker.
watch it, and it's just like,
that. Puker.
yeah, puker. I think, yeah, and they're just doing bomb voices, and it, which
What kind of voice?
so in,
Obama voices?
bomb voices.
Bomb mom?
Yeah, bomb.
What does that mean?
So in Super Mario 64.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
That's fine.
in Super Mario 64, there is this little bomb, and it chases you, and it blows up. But there's pink ones you can talk to, and when you talk to them, they make this sound. They go like.
And okay, and you understand how weird that is to me.
Yeah, I know, but like people who know will know.
That's not in Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah.
talk to
It's not in
turtles.
Red Dead Redemption. Anyways, so like, but that's the thing. That is the same freaking voice, and almost all I hear when I hear these like people, and it's just like I gotta get people's attention. I get it. It comes from like what can I do to do better, and somebody gives them an answer, and because they're insecure, maybe they take it and run with it. But I mean, honestly, people just yeah.
What is great about this day and age and your
Generation.
Your generation.
I don't
I
think
sound
so.
really old when I say that.
Yeah, no.
Is that you have outlets? The outlets that we had are
You guys
work
really
to try
didn't
to
have
get
a
on
whole
radio.
lot.
No, you don't. And so you're able to do that, which is a blessing, and it could be a curse as well. And that's why I'm always worried about people not knowing what you're thinking, and so I get worried. People think, oh, he's a racist because he said this, and you're far from that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a little bit guarded on what I say, and I
think that's
admire
smart.
people that can say it eloquently and get their point across to where that you understand that's who they are. They're not a racist, because now all you have to small things, and that bothers me.
It's something I've worked on for the last like 6 years or so. Is perception. It doesn't look like it because of how loosely it seems like I talked, but there is a filter that I have to process of like, how is this going to come off if I say this to this person?
When you two start a show, do you go, this is what we're going to talk about today? Do you have a format?
I take
Brooker
notes
usually does.
of talking points that I think could be. I can riff with Carter, but generally.
Yeah, and yeah.
But no, generally we don't really have a theme. We kind of come up with the theme after the fact.
And and that could be like a big aspect of why like our moody, dry, our sour ones happen, is because like we didn't have a topic prior to that, and if we had a bad week,
just complain.
They would just complain. And I don't know. Have you heard Bill Burr's like spinning out on his like single one show podcast? I remember you told me he does like a single person. He's been spiraling. He's like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a bad guy. He's like, you need to leave me alone. It's like he's like crashing out on like one of his podcasts. It's so funny. He's not doing good, and he shouldn't be, because he took some blood money, and do you know about that?
Bill Burr took blood money.
Yeah.
Please explain. I don't know.
Okay.
Riyadh, do you remember the Riyadh Comedy Festival?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the guy who's went on for years talking about how like you're a millionaire. What do you need more money for?
Dad does a great Bill Burr impression.
It's funny you say that. Okay, you want to talk where that came from?
You went viral on
I
that.
went viral.
What?
Okay, and to me, I like Bill Burr.
Yeah.
All right. So first,
I did
I did it
before.
before all that.
before you realized, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me circle back to that. So I was doing news out here, and I was in front of a cow, and two cows started humping each other, and I was live on TV, and I go, "Oh, look at that! Ah, how about that? Two cows." I don't know how, and somehow that got to be like reporter goes does Bill Burr, and I'm like, to me, I was like, where is Bill Burr in this? And I started watching more and more Bill Burr, and I'm like, but it was that.
Oh, you weren't
Ah!
even
No, I wasn't trying my hand to the heavens. I had no idea what this was in reference to, and I had not. I mean, I knew who Bill Burr was, but I wasn't like I didn't
That's
follow his
funny.
comedy.
Yeah.
It was just something. It was a real moment. The cows were getting we're making the beef, which is how I kind of talk anyway.
Yeah.
And then it got picked up like I was Bill Burr, and it went everywhere. I was getting.
Yeah, I saw it on Reddit.
All the way over. Yeah, it was on Reddit. I was like, people in England sent me a message, and I guess they looked for me and stuff like that. Back to what he had done when you're a comedian's life is not easy, and I'm not defending them at all. Okay,
It used to be.
this is what their
Not
explanation
easy.
was. No, people don't see.
We're gonna talk about it.
People don't see the
It used to be really hard. Yeah. No.
people. No,
Completely
it's
agree.
still hard.
Depends on which type of comedian you are.
All right, I'll give you that because social media does make it a little bit easier. All right,
Yeah.
but still,
It still exists, the difficulty for a lot of
drive
people.
300 miles, 500 miles to make $50 to stand in
just
front
get
of
that
people
face out.
and bomb that night, and then you have to drive another 600 miles and be thinking about how you suck so bad. And y'all know I
Who
did
knows
stand up.
where I would have been without sweet old Mitzi.
I don't get that.
We'll get to it.
All right. Well, anyway, it's a hard position. So I'm only explaining what I have heard from that whole situation.
No, I
they're
think
talking
that's
about,
the case
is
for a
that
lot
you know
of
what
comedians.
we have this. We're going to make money. And other people are going to get it. Where that money came from, what you call it, blood money, I think exposed a lot. But what would you have done it? Would you have said, no way? I need,
No, there's a lot of jobs I choose not to apply to. Like, I could go get hired at ICE right now, and I can make a lot more money.
a lot more money than you're making now.
Yeah, a lot more money than make a mile. But I'm not.
I think the whole.
That's something closer to my level, of like equivalency. It's just like, I don't know, it's just crazy to me. It's just like, these guys have done like a lot of bad stuff. Am I just going to ignore that because I want like a new car or something? Like, I don't even know, like how do you, either he's extremely irresponsible with his money where he needs money desperately, or he's just gluttonous with how much money he needs. He's one of the few successful comedians. He's successful. He won. He made it. I don't understand why you would need to tolerate like crimes against humanity and like, I don't know. And it's easy for me to say that because I'm not given that opportunity. And I don't know a lot of the stuff, but I also didn't make a career on criticizing that type of behavior. And then,
which shows you the power of like the things that you say here.
Yeah.
What if something you made a comment or whatever, and then all of a sudden you did it, and
there's people who did not make their career on criticizing
like Chris Chan.
Elitists. we can get that. Like criticizing elitists that still said no to that show because they're just like, and it doesn't really matter a whole lot of why they said no.
Hey, you know what I said?
It could be optics.
No, what did I say earlier about perception?
Perception, yeah.
It's all perception, right? Because they perceived him as like, and that's the things that you have to think about.
I think a lot of
when you
them
give
people
yourself
already hated,
over, when you give yourself over, well, and he's also
not Bill Burr, the other people there. Yeah.
When you give yourself over to the public, you are giving me doing this, you doing this. You're now giving yourself parts of yourself over to the public. That now you're going to be on a different level that they can judge you on, and but that's what you decided when you turned those cameras on.
Exactly, and that's what you decided, and to be mad and angry while still, I mean, he's still successful. He still has the money, and he has the right to complain. Like, I mean,
and that's a little bit of his persona too, don't you think? Is that
I hope so, because but like the stuff he's saying is just like so, like just. It's just like, dude, like these people really cared about you. You let them down, and you're chastising them for that. It's just like, dude, you're such a you are like the bad that you have always criticized.
Carter English saying that. That's not my opinion, but I get
it.
I'll do more. I like Bill Burr. I think that.
I don't know.
And I'll probably, if somebody watches this, they'll probably think, I'll take him for what he has given, and I think you've made some very valid points about, where you get your money from and that sort of thing. I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't know either. Yeah, I don't think anybody does, and he also is refusing to tell them what he was thinking or why he did it. Yeah. He's ridiculing people for asking.
You have to watch, if you are like complaining or demanding things from other people, you have to give up some of your
there's a response. There's like and it's just like he wants to have his cake and eat it too, and then also make sure nobody else has cake. It's just such a bizarre behavior. It's just like, so it's just like, it's just completely unlikable, and it's just like, it's just like, that's a true color kind of show, in my opinion.
You know what? That's a good point. That's where you see, and then you can look at that and you go, all right, form your opinion based on what you've just learned of what he did.
Yeah.
All right, can I still tolerate the things that he says on stage? Is still funny or whatever? Or can I appreciate him for his hard work and his body of work? Is what I kind of go after. I'm not saying
I think that's fair.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's how I'm looking at it.
I get it, but it's just like at the same time, I mean, like, look at what Ethan and Zoe are doing. I mean, it's just like, to tell me that, like, he worked hard. And it's just like, are you telling me Zoe and Ethan didn't? Are you telling me you didn't? And it's just like, I hold everybody these values. A lot of people work really hard to get where they're at right now. Why does he get any success, like, exemption? Because he's more successful? It's like, if anything, I should be more, like...
But at the time, he wasn't that successful. He was at one point where nobody knew who he was.
Sure, yeah, sure, but, like... That's where we're at still. So, I mean, what's the point?
If you make a deal with the devil, you got to make sure that you go all the way through it and what the repercussions from that are going to be.
Yeah,
I'm done talking about Bill Burr.
Yeah, me
I
too.
like you, Bill.
Yeah,
I think he's funny. I think he's a funny guy. I don't think he's going to ask me to be a material witness or anything.
Right. Yeah.
I love that you took notes, Brooke.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Dr. Phil.
Number one.
I just... So, and I didn't realize this until a little bit after, because, like, I was going to call, like, Dr. Phil, basically, like, what he is the psychological equivalent of paying homeless people to fight and beat the crap out of each other and video record it. And I didn't realize, but the guy that dressed up, that's what he did. I didn't realize. I thought there were like two separate things. I just made the equation. I'm like, I mean, like literally all like Dr. Phil's doing is getting poor people who don't have the means to take care of themselves, who are also mentally ill, and then bringing them on there and then ridiculing them for the enjoyment of like some sick.
And then that's
disgusting.
And then you'd have Dr. Phil. I don't know if I'm just using this as an example.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil going after Jerry Springer. Basically doing
what?
No, I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying it's like the equivalent of him, Dr. Phil, going after Jerry Springer and complaining that they're doing the exact same thing as Jerry Springer did, right? They bring poor people in, and maybe Jerry might not be the guy doing it, but he knows that Jerry will, the audience will do the bidding for him to make them look stupid, so they'd fight, and that we can look at it as entertainment.
I think when I was listening to it, it sounded almost like you're like, hey man, I mean, you knew what he was doing. So
you thought I was defending Dr. Phil?
I thought you were like giving him a pass a little bit because it's like, well, he's a businessman, so it's okay to like essentially do like the moral equivalent of murdering people on the streets.
Do you think he's helped anybody?
No.
Okay.
I think he's hurt. If he has, maybe he has helped one or two in some way.
I know we have a thing about interrupting, but I was like, that's not how I feel.
But, okay. Well, maybe he's helped one or two people in some way off camera or something. But I mean, like, what you asking me that is like, I'm like, I mean, don't you think like Hitler might have helped a couple of people out of poverty? And it's just like, what does that have to do? I'm like, does it really matter? I mean, it's just like the good and the bad. Like, I'm like, that is the thing. Is just like, you have to weigh these things. I don't think you can just focus on one or focus on the other. You have to weigh and then decide on that.
Okay, so
I'm not just looking at Dr. Phil's bad. I'm just saying, like, the scales are just, it's not even a question. I mean, it's just like, I mean, and you could argue that, go on.
The point when you said that businessman, I think he's made an empire. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, he's just like Adolf Hitler.
All right, if you want to say that, fine.
I mean, did he not? You have to respect
Well, okay,
Adolf. He
I
did
never- I don't have
build
to
the
res-
Third Reich.
I never said the word respect. As far as business goes, it seems like there's a lot of people that go after people that are successful, and when they go because they're success and they're not successful,
Well,
and they're not
success.
Define success.
that they.
Rich is different than successful.
I never said rich. I said success. He went after wanting to have. At one time, I'm sure Dr. Phil was the most popular show on television, and I'm sure that he went after that.
Would you
and he
say-
has a business, and he also had I think it's actually gone under, but he had a whole production
Yeah,
studio.
yeah.
And
Would you
he knew who his
apply-
audience was.
Would you apply?
I'm in a different
these-
industry.
Yes, yes. Would you apply all these same accolades, and your perception towards him? Would you apply that on some of the biggest cartel leaders? They knew their audience. They built an empire. They knew what their people wanted. They provided it better than anybody else.
Yeah, they did. Am I right or wrong? On paper, if you look
Yeah,
at it,
that's what I'm getting at.
They,
Now, is that something, anything we should be happy about?
I'm not saying respect the person. I'm saying
Oh, wait, here's the thing. Define respect, because I have found out I don't know what that word means, because so many of my different friends use it differently and I use it differently. I don't know what that word means, so I needed clarification. What do you mean by
I
respect?
think there is a day in when in the manner that I'm talking to you about.
Okay.
The respect, the fact that he did it. If do you respect? Ever since I was 5 years old, literally I wanted to be on television.
Okay.
Do you respect the fact that I wound
Explain
up working
respect.
at
I don't know what that word means.
that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Okay.
Is that when I was 5 years old, I remember watching the Mike Douglas show and seeing Danny Bonaducci on there, and I wanted to be on TV. Is there an amount of respect for that I wound up working, getting paid nothing, still having a family, and then working in the industry that I've always wanted to? It's a yes or no question.
Is your definition of respect?
I need you to go yes or no. Do you respect
don't
that?
know.
Well,
I
then
don't
tell
know
me
what
what
to-
it is. Tell
I-
me what it is then.
No,
So you have, if you
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
what it-
respect is, then you don't have it. So you don't have respect. So if you
That
don't know
doesn't
what,
help me know
if
what
you
it
can't
means.
look at, man, Mitch worked his ass off to get to where he's at. He had 4 kids. He made no money.
Acknowledge-
He moved all around the country.
Okay.
And all right.
All right, Brandon.
And it's okay. So what does that mean to you that I did all those things?
I don't know.
So you don't look at my hard work or my I don't want to say
When
hard
I
work.
look at you, I'm impressed by it. And,
Okay, so you're-
and I look up to that.
So respect. So that is your interpretation of respect then,
Okay, then I don't know how
I
you
might
can have
ha-
respect for a cartel leader
because
who like murder children.
he
and
did it the
stuff.
wrong way.
But I'm not going to respect that then.
All right, what's another word you would be able to use?
I think
I'm
the-
never. Yeah,
Appreciate.
Yeah, the way you're using respect sounds like you're using it as a synonym to
in your
appreciate.
opinion, that's the point that I was trying to make to
know.
you. Is that you said that you're impressed by what I have done.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
then your amount of respect is under the guise of impression. Is that it impressed you? It made an impression on you. So that is your version of respect, right? My version of respect is a guy. I'm not saying he's right, and if somebody kills
yeah.
somebody else, and y'all know, should take responsibility. And
Right,
if that
right, right.
responsibility is you take a bullet back, then that's the level of respect. I'm just saying they built it up, and he learned how to be able to be successful in what his industry is. But the industry that he was in is a low-hanging fruit and easy, and anybody could really do it when you have a gun to somebody's head.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't respect that. I respect the fact that he had the tenacity and the ambition to be the biggest that he ever
Okay,
done.
so-
that's my version of respect.
So is it like close to a synonym of acknowledge?
That's a good way to say it.
Okay,
yeah.
because I like that's the big thing.
That's actually really good. Yeah.
Because growing up, I always thought the word respect means you appreciate and look up to something, and it only is exclusively used in that way when you say the word respect. And that's why I'm just trying to get the definition of what you're saying, because I'm like, I don't think Dad respects Dr. Phil in the sense of what my definition of, so I need him to explain what his definition.
And that's good that you asked.
Yeah. I didn't mean to get you heated there.
No, I was just expressive about it because of the fact that it felt like you were coming on that you think that I admire, because there's no admiration.
Okay.
There's no admiration in a lot of things that
Okay.
some people
Good.
in government do, but there is amount of respect at the fact that they are staying true to what they. I
Acknowledge, right?
Acknowledge. Okay,
Okay.
you can call it acknowledge.
I need to.
That
'cause,
they
yeah.
go, you know what? I'm going to do this, and they don't let anybody in their way. and a lot of times what I have found in my age is that we look at things that we can't do ourselves, and wow, I can't do that. And just like I said earlier, you can go. I respect the fact that you can ask people questions. I don't like it when you cuss.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Talking about semantics real quick, just try to relate it to you. Maybe this makes sense, maybe it doesn't. But like, if you're playing a game, right, and someone's like pushing the lines, like, oh, we have to respect that line. It's like, I don't respect that player.
Yeah. Acknowledge that. That's why I
Acknowledge
every time, and that's why I
point, Brooks.
immediately interjected, because I was just like, Dad, you're using a word that I don't know what the meaning is.
Right.
And I was just, it was literally like I literally do not, because so many people use that word differently. I don't know what it means when somebody uses it, because so many people use it differently.
That's a good point. I think my generation probably needs to have a better understanding of that. It's a different interpretation of that word than maybe somebody younger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe we need to be thinking about that, and that might help and answer why. How are you even thinking this way? Well, you think this way because you probably think that that a drug cartel leader, Tony Montoya or whatever, is a great person because he.
And then see, that's the thing. I know you don't
from the truth.
But but I'm like you're still using respect. So I'm just like, so my definition of respect is not the same. So I need you to.
And the same token, I know we need to wrap up here. And on the same token,
wait, I got a few more
amount of respect, I think, is
we don't respect the time.
Is giving. We don't respect the time.
Yeah.
Is that you give your version of respect to somebody, and I would hope that it's at a high level of, and Carter, you do that. Yes, that's why I felt like you should always say yes, sir. Ma'am. Even when the waitress says, "Don't call me ma'am," and I'm like, "Well, I have taught my kids to respect their elders, for what they are."
Acknowledge our elders. I have to keep defining the word, because I'm like, is that still applicable if I switch the word?
Sure. It's just we're different generations. That's all. And I think that it starts there because it puts okay, here's your respect. I'm going to give you my level. The problem is, I think we need to have a higher, as a community, as a world, a higher level of respect for other people. Maybe we wouldn't have these, and even respect to understanding people's opinions and their points. It's like, okay,
sometimes
I get that.
Sometimes I think acknowledgement of validity for people is something that needs to be earned. I don't think somebody just gets it right out the go. If a stranger comes out on the street or something, the whole drunk parable I've been giving you, I'm not going to give them the acknowledgement of insight that they think they might have or something. They need to showcase that to me. Now, does every human being deserve courtesy? Yes. And I don't know if that's like you're switching a definition of respect mid-conversation. I didn't know if that was what was happening. I'm having to define it in my mind.
I would say we all come from different parts of different. We have that person that came up to you, like that guy last night. You respectfully told him, all right, well, have a good night, man. Talk to because I'm talking to my dad right now, so have a good night. Talk to you later. And because it was a drunk guy come up to us and everything, and he wasn't making any. I'm just using this only as an example.
Yeah.
But you gave him the respect to be able to do that just as he walked up. But I don't know what that guy, what he has gone through.
Yeah.
And if once, and maybe we as Americans just need to shut up more and just go, all right, and do what you did. Thanks so much, man. I'll talk. I just think
everybody just needs
dig
nicer.
Into it.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to be. But it is such a chore for so many people. But I don't,
because they have to be heard.
Yeah, and I don't hold it against them, because you have certain abuses as a child, like if you get yelled at or something so much, or you're beaten as a kid,
you don't know
that just permanently, and that's why it's just like,
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
This just reminds me. So when I was a cop, you'd be done with a call. Hold on, let me sit normal. If you're gonna record me.
Right, well, this would be good for B-roll, but go ahead.
So when I was a cop, we'd be talking to people, and I have a problem, I was a victim of crime, whatever. And so I do the report, and I get all the information I need. And I'm trying to leave, and people they'll just, oh yeah, and then and then I'm like, I have everything I need. And so at a certain point, she's like, all right, well, I'm leaving now. You have a good day.
And then you just walk off and you don't talk to. Yeah, and they'll keep talking while you're walking away. Yeah, I had to learn that on my mission.
Yeah, she's like, okay, I'm leaving now.
Yeah. I had to say that on my mission.
And then I'm like, did you just?
They don't want to let it go.
And-
This is going to be their only.
Interaction.
You're
Interaction for a while.
and by doing that, in my opinion is, hey, I'm showing you my level of respect. I'm leaving it-
Acknowledgement.
Okay, yeah. If you
Can
have
we
to do
not
it.
use the word respect because it's confusing
We're
me?
talking
let's-
about respect right now, Carter. So I got to say the freaking word. It's showing that level of respect that you say, or acknowledgement that you go, hey, I'm actually showing you respect by this is my limit. I'm walking away from it.
Okay, I'm letting you know.
Well, let's respect Julie's need to sleep. For
Ah,
once tonight.
shoot. Can I get like 10 minutes? Give me 10 minutes.
Well, then we'll be talking all night, and she'll be all right.
Okay, fair
10
enough.
more minutes,
Yeah.
fine.
If you had work in literally exactly 8 hours right now, what would you do?
Okay, all right. We'll jump off. Last thing, I already kind of made the joke of Skippy drinking Mountain Dew. That's like the Mormon caffeine loophole of just.
But it has caffeine.
I know. That's what I'm
ca-
getting. The coffee. Sorry, coffee loophole.
Oh, yeah.
Like I swear, I know so many Mormons that drink like whole
And-
freaking
and you're-
cases of Mountain
And
Dew.
you're allowed to. You know that, right?
I know you're
and
allowed
not gonna,
to.
And you can still go into the temple and
I know,
drink
I
Dr.
know.
Pepper. I'm drinking a Dr.
It
Pepper
annoys
right
the
now.
heck out of me.
Why? Why does that bother you?
Well, because they just.
Because
switched
they're
it
not
up.
listening to the spirit of the law, I guess. I don't know. It's because it's just unhealthy. I just don't like it because it's just unhealthy.
All right, well,
And
yeah,
it's
I
just
get-
like, why don't you just drink coffee if you're going to be that unhealthy?
Well, because the exact verbiage is about hot drinks.
Yeah, I think people should just try and be
Hey,
healthy.
look, I have never said that. All I know is that every church, whatever religion is, it has zero perfect people in it. And the people that need to go to church are the people who are not doing the right things because that's when they need it. And for me, it's getting back closer to the campfire, keeping that log hot. So 7 days a week, when I'm away from the flame, I can come back to the flame and get warmed back up a little bit. And and that's just how I go to church. That's why I go to church. That's why I'll continue to go to church, and that's why I'll continue to defend my church.
I think that's, and like I said, I had a very good conversation
don't-
with somebody in the church last night.
I don't do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm perfect. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
follow
yeah.
for the rule. I don't. I go. That's why I go. But that's
You-
good. Well, I would love to hear about
the
that.
only reason, and we'll cut it off here. The only reason I mention it is because I know like so many Mormons. It's like they don't, they don't drink coffee, but they'll have like a whole
So
like
you-
pack of Mountain Dew each week.
So you judge them.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm just.
So you're better than
I
them.
make the little.
But
note.
you're better than them.
No, I'm not better than them.
No, but all right,
I
you.
wouldn't even say I'm judging them. I'm just making a little note.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like
and
like a lot of them.
I told you I like disruptive humor, and I probably should not tell this joke, but I'll tell it. Is that
Do you want to do an outro so we can cut it?
well? No, that'll be fine. No, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Okay, so Jews, they don't recognize Jesus as the Christ, right?
Right.
Catholics, they don't recognize divorce, right?
Yeah.
What don't Mormons recognize? Each other in the liquor store.
That's good.
I think it's funny.
That
I
is
think
funny.
I've told that joke. I don't know how many people. I've told other Mormons because I think it's funny. I don't think it's necessarily true. It's that. All right, maybe
It's
if there's two Mormons in a liquor store, I don't. Okay, you know what? Guess
yeah.
what? Their salvation is not going to affect mine.
Yeah.
If you
That's
know-
such a funny joke. I like that. Did you come up with it?
No, I've heard it a long time. But I heard it when I was a missionary, actually.
Okay.
And I thought, and I started laughing, and I think the person that said it was trying to offend me. I thought, I think, that's
Oh,
awesome.
really?
That's really good.
Yeah.
And it shocked them because it goes back to I appreciate it for the joke of what it is. I
Yeah.
don't think it's that. If you think every Mormon you know goes to liquor stores and doesn't and that's why I hate the Real Housewives of Mormon of Salt Lake Mormons.
I know.
We got to
Real
get into
Mormon-
that next time.
Which by
The Secret Lives of Real Mormon Wives.
thank you.
Yeah.
They're not Mormon. Just want to let everybody know
Yeah.
they're not Mormon. None of them are. They just live in Utah. Which, if you live in Utah, you're not Mormon just because you live there. It drives me crazy.
they're
But
like
let's make fun of.
swingers.
Let's go make fun of the Mormons.
Yeah.
This is me watching TV,
Yeah.
making fun of Mormons.
Swingers.
Swig break.
The swig break.
Swig break.
Swig break.
All right.
Oh wait, is that their joke or like what they
It's
say?
From Meat Canyon.
Yeah.
But in the show, they go to a swig like every episode, like maybe twice an episode.
It's.
What's a swig?
I think
It's
it's.
like a store where they just sell drinks.
Oh yeah.
So they just go, they meet at Swig. And, let's meet at
Oh,
Swig.
I know what that is. Do you know? It's a big thing out there.
Yeah.
It's flavored
No.
drinks. I think you remember you and I were talking about
Well,
that.
they have one in Oklahoma.
Do you have one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we're Mormons because and like that gets more attention, but they're not.
I just wish people would quit. It just, you know what?
I wish so too. It's so dumb.
It's easy to go after Mormons because it's a big church. I get that. 100%. But you know what? From my understanding, and I'm picking this religion out of everything, is that do Baptists stand up there and say you can't, to go get drunk and party and knock up people?
You know, a lot of
every religion people do that.
You know, a lot of people tell me
just bothers
just
me.
because I'm an atheist, like it doesn't mean I don't believe in God. And that's
That's a great point. I think that's a good wrap-up point right there.
that's a joke from somebody else.
He's
But yeah.
quoting Tim Heidecker.
Yeah, they're like, just because I'm an atheist doesn't believe I'm in God. I don't believe in God. It's like,
It's like when people say about Satan, I'm a Satanist, but I don't believe in God. I'm like, what? That?
Yeah,
Because wait a minute. Then who created Satan?
Tim Heidecker did, because he has his own podcast, and he made a podcast where he was just making fun of Joe Rogan for an hour, and one of the people that he had on, they were just saying like just nonsense.
just nonsense you would hear on Joe Rogan's show, and they're like, just because I'm an atheist doesn't mean I don't believe in hell. Doesn't mean I don't believe in God either. I can still be an atheist and believe in God. Like that's what I hear when I see the Mormon wives of dip land.
It's just everybody's out to try to get famous.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. All right,
And,
well,
and that's what.
and we'll leave it on that.
That's what we're
doing here. You can just cut it.